Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're here because you want to get smart, fast on what's happening with sleep in 2025. You've given us the sources,
Exactly.
and we're going to do that personalized shortcut for you, cut through the noise. So let's just get right into it.
Yeah, sounds good. And what you've provided is it's a great mix. We've got info on upcoming events, where the pros are gathering,
Right.
and also a report that lays out the big sleep trends for the year.
So our mission, basically, is to pull out the most important bits, the key developments in sleep science, the industry stuff.
Keep it engaging.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you feel informed, maybe learn something new, but, without feeling buried in information.
Okay, so first up, where are the experts actually focusing their efforts? The sources point to some key events for 2025.
Looks like the European Sleep Research Society,
Hmm.
the ESRS, they've got a lot going on. There's their fifth sleep science school. It's in Fréjus, France,
Right.
late September. And the theme is new advancements in sleep research, from methodologies to theories. So it sounds like they're getting into the how and the what of new sleep research.
That focus on both methodology and theory is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests they're not just looking for new facts, but also refining, the very tools and ideas they use to understand sleep.
And if you're thinking of going, applications run March 1st to April 24th, 2025. They've even got calendar links ready.
Makes it easy. A multi-day school like that, it suggests a pretty deep dive for the attendees.
And that's not all from ESRS. They've also got these eSleep Europe events earlier in the year.
Right.
One on mental health and sleep in May, and then another on kids sleep pediatrics in June,
Okay.
plus something called Beyond Boundaries 2025, also in June. Busy time for them.
It really paints a picture of a very active research community in Europe, tackling sleep from, well, all sorts of angles. Science, specific groups, health links.
Okay, now let's hop across continents. The other big one mentioned is World Sleep 2025. That's in Singapore, early September. Sounds major.
Oh, it is. It's the 18th World Sleep Congress. Think of it as the big international meeting point for everyone in sleep.
Like clinicians, researchers?
Yeah, clinicians, the tech people, researchers, trainees, educators, basically anyone professionally involved.
Right.
They all come together to share the latest, push things forward. It covers everything from basic science to public health, disorders, diagnosis, treatment, the whole lot.
And it sounds like it's not just lectures, but also networking, right? Those informal chats where ideas can really spark.
Absolutely crucial. These big congresses are vital for getting new findings out there, sparking collaborations across borders, and, ultimately improving how we deal with sleep issues globally.
Okay, so that gives us a sense of where the experts are converging. Now, let's shift to the broader trends affecting, well, all of us. The Global Wellness Institute report seems key here. 5 trends.
Yep.
First one, the rise of sleep anxiety. Feels very 2025.
It really does. And it's exactly what sounds like, that worry, that fear almost about not sleeping well.
What's driving it, according to the report?
Well, a few things. Our screens, definitely. Digital overload, economic stress, that's in there too. And just the lingering effects of the pandemic, messing with routines.
And it's getting more common, especially with younger people.
Yeah, that's a key point. They mentioned a 2024 stat, almost 40% of Gen Z feeling anxious about sleep frequently.
Wow, nearly 40%. That's huge.
It is. It really shows the mental toll modern life can take on, just our basic ability to rest. It becomes a vicious cycle. Worrying makes it harder to sleep.
And there's this weird twist with sleep trackers, right? The technology meant to help.
Can sometimes backfire. Yeah, they talk about orthosomnia.
Orthosomnia, what is that exactly?
It's basically becoming obsessed with achieving perfect sleep scores from your tracker.
Yeah.
People get so fixated on the numbers that it actually creates more stress and, ironically, worse sleep.
So chasing the data makes you sleep worse. Fascinating.
It really highlights needing a healthy perspective, right? Data is useful, but you can't let it override how you actually feel.
So what's the response then to this sleep anxiety?
The report mentions things like mindfulness, CBTI, that's cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia.
Right, changing thoughts and habits.
Exactly. Digital detoxes, limiting screen time, and even AI solutions designed to help people relax more.
Okay, AI. That leads us straight into trend number 2, the AI sleep revolution. Sounds like AI is getting its digital hands into everything sleep-related.
It really is across the board. The report breaks it down. So in research and diagnosis, AI is helping analyze those complex sleep studies, polysomnography.
We can get faster, more accurate.
Potentially, yeah. Much more efficient. And AI can crunch huge amounts of data, big data, to get a much deeper understanding of different sleep disorders. Screening, diagnosing, treating.
So AI is helping us figure out what's wrong when sleep goes off the rails.
Precisely. Finding subtle patterns maybe humans would miss, it could lead to much more personalized treatments down the line.
And for us, like consumers, what's AI doing there?
Well, more personalized sleep insights, AI coaching.
Hmm.
Think apps that learn about you.
Huh?
And smarter products, AI in mattresses, lights, thermostats, all adapting to you based on data.
Like a bed that adjusts itself while you sleep, or lights that change to help your body clock.
That's the idea. A really responsive sleep environment tailored to your individual needs, learned by AI.
They also mention AI helping with CPAP machines for sleep apnea.
Yeah, like ResMed's MyAir having an AI chat feature, and AI-powered CBTI programs, which could make therapy way more accessible.
Hmm.
Plus, the idea of AI monitoring you at home in real time for sleep problems, that's pretty interesting too.
Detecting things earlier, potentially.
Exactly. Could prevent bigger health issues later on.
And even hotels are using AI. Smart rooms, chatbots.
Yep. Voice control, connected devices.
Yeah.
Virtual concierges giving sleep tips. The whole travel experience is getting a sleep-focused upgrade.
Which I guess brings us neatly to trend number 3.
Ah,
Sleep cells, hospitality, and the rest revolution.
perfect transition. Yeah, hotels are really waking up to the fact that a good night's sleep isn't just a bonus, it's a core offering.
It's not just about a comfy mattress anymore, is it? It's these whole experiences, science-backed.
Right, and people will pay for it. There was a 2024 survey. 91% of frequent travelers said they pay up to 10% more for better sleep.
91%. Wow. That's a clear signal.
It really is, especially since that same survey found most travelers, like 63%, actually sleep worse away from home.
Why is that? Noise, unfamiliar beds.
Yep, noise, lighting, bedding, usual suspects.
So hotels are responding. Specialized programs, better bedding, coaching. The examples they give sound pretty high-end.
Right.
Sensei Porcupine Creek with biometrics. Carillon Miami with AI beds.
The luxury end is definitely pushing the boundaries, integrating tech, wellness, environment.
Six Senses, too, with personalized programs.
But it's not just luxury. The trend also points to a wider demand for things like eco-friendly options, white noise machines, really good blackout curtains.
Basic but effective stuff.
Exactly. And even dedicated sleep concierges popping up in some places. It's becoming a real focus.
Okay, trend 4. A new dawn for sleep apnea. This feels important given the health risks.
Hugely important. Sleep apnea has been underdiagnosed for so long, and we know it's linked to serious stuff like high blood pressure, diabetes.
Right.
So mentioning Apple building in early detection features, that's potentially massive for just raising awareness, passive screening for millions.
Yeah, that accessibility could make a real difference in catching it early. What about treatments?
Well, they mentioned the continued growth of those hypoglossal nerve stimulators. Inspire is the main one for people who just can't handle CPAP.
The implantable devices.
Right, a good alternative for some, but the really new thing is using GLP-1 medications.
Wait, the weight loss diabetes drugs
Hmm.
for sleep apnea.
Yes, the FDA actually approved one specifically for sleep apnea in October 2024. It's because of that strong link between weight and apnea severity.
Huh. So a drug for one thing is now treating a sleep disorder. Shows how connected everything is.
It does, and it signals, a broader approach, maybe including pharmaceutical options for some people. Overall, it's about more awareness, better detection, and more treatment choices.
Okay, final trend from GWI. Number 5, the continuing rise of the sleep divorce. We've heard about this, but it sounds like it's becoming more normal.
Less taboo, certainly. Couples choosing to sleep apart for better individual rest. That 2024 survey said over a third of Americans do it sometimes or all the time.
A third?
Yeah. And experts like Wendy Troxel are framing it not as a relationship problem, but as a way to prioritize rest for the relationship.
I like that Rand Corporation rebrand to Sleep Alliance. Sounds collaborative, not divisive.
Definitely helps shift perception. And having famous people like Cameron Diaz or Barbara Corcoran talk openly about it, that normalizes it too.
Yeah.
Plus, a 2025 Guardian piece questioning co-sleeping norms. It shows a wider societal rethink is happening.
So it's balancing the objective need for good sleep, which might mean sleeping alone for some,
Right.
with the emotional side wanting closeness.
Exactly. It seems more couples are finding flexible solutions, maybe different beds in the same room, or just acknowledging that what works best for sleep isn't always the traditional setup. Designing rooms differently, too.
Interesting. Now, we also looked at info from Dusk and Dawn, the sleep company. They seem to echo a lot of these trends from an industry angle.
They do. They position themselves as being right there, especially with smart mattresses using AI, though they admit some of that tech is more common internationally right now.
They definitely stress using sleep tracking data to optimize the environment, which fits with the AI and personalization trends we talked about.
Yeah, and what stood out from them was a big emphasis on eco-friendly materials, natural stuff, certifications.
Tapping into that sustainability demand.
Exactly. And they link their mattress designs, spinal alignment, pressure relief directly to mental health and well-being. Better sleep, better mood.
Makes sense. They also talk about adjustable bases, customization, even aromatherapy integration, covering lots of bases.
They even give a nod to napping becoming more acceptable and needing nap-friendly spaces.
And then some specifics about their products: Australian made, guarantees, antibacterial tech, breathable layers. It shows how a company is trying to embody these trends.
It is a concrete example, yeah.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. 2025. It feels like a big year for sleep. We've got this growing awareness and management of sleep anxiety.
Definitely.
AI is just weaving its way into everything sleep-related, from labs to bedrooms.
It's pervasive.
Hospitality is really selling sleep as a premium experience.
Mm-hmm.
Huge strides in spotting and treating sleep apnea,
New options emerging there.
and even how couples sleep together is shifting, becoming more flexible maybe.
Yeah, less rigid norms. It's clear things are moving fast, our understanding, the tech, the services, it's all advancing.
Which hopefully means real benefits for people's well-being.
That's the goal, right? More tools and knowledge for better sleep health.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. You've heard about all these shifts, the anxiety, the AI, the hotel focus, the apnea breakthroughs, the sleep divorce. Which one of these do you think might actually touch your life the most this year? Which one could impact your sleep, your health? Maybe exploring that particular thread a bit more on your own could be, well, a really useful next step for improving your own rest.